Well, hello and welcome to another episode of Three Crones in the Woo Woo. Hi, everyone. Come on in, have a seat. This is going to be a good one. I'm your host, Gayle Nicholson, and I am a resilience coach and metaphysicist, and I can't believe I actually said that word right again. Yay, me! And to my side, I have Damaris Samolinski, medical astrologer, numerologist, jack of all trades from New York, and supporting us from below is Krista Ducharme, intuitive healer with Dimensional Healing with Krista on Facebook. Thank you for joining me again, ladies. How are you guys all doing?
Great.
Awesome. How are you doing, Gayle?
I am good. It's a weird week for us here in the U.S. because of Memorial Day. It's a Tuesday that feels like Monday. But you didn't have that celebration, did you, Krista?
No. Here in the Netherlands, of course, they don't celebrate Memorial Day. They'll have Armistice Day in November, and to celebrate, the end of World War I.
Mm-hmm.
But we did celebrate Memorial Day as a family, except we kind of did it differently. We were in Amsterdam. We get to travel on our first adventure. Yay! And so we went up to Amsterdam, and yesterday we hit some of the highlights. We couldn't go in anywhere, but we walked around. So we went to the Anne Frank house. We went and found some of the brass plaques that they have outside of some of the homes that Jewish families were removed from by the Nazis and then sent to concentration camps. And their homes were actually sold out from under them to cleanse the environment. And so this particular family, sadly, it was one building, two families, and they all went to Auschwitz and sadly did not leave Auschwitz. But yeah, and then we went and we saw a few other monuments that represent different aspects of European history, predominantly the Dutch European history. But it was really kind of cool. So we went and we specifically remembered, but we remembered it in a different way than we have done traditionally, because usually for us, we are at parades, or we're, doing renewed remembrance by putting flags up at burial grounds for our fallen military members. And then we clean the tombstones as well. Yeah, so we do a lot of it is, and it really allows you to reflect on what it is that they've done for you, because when you're cleaning somebody's tombstone, I don't want to say you become intimate with them first, but you kind of get a sense of what that little bit of information is. You kind of can get a sense of their story. And then for some of us, like I would go and research, and John was another person that would work with us. He would go and research about the person. So you kind of, you create a dialogue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With that person.
Sacrifices they made. I mean, we owe them.
Well, it's one of the things, and I don't think a lot of people can overhear it, but yet I do believe sometimes it's overstated, is that freedom is not free. It comes at a cost. And just because you think you're free, it doesn't necessarily mean you are. And those people who do pay the price, they are the ones that are frequently forgotten, except on these momentous occasions. And it's really, we should remember that each day.
Absolutely.
But we're all guilty.
Yeah, no,
we forgetting.
I am guilty too. I'm guilty.
I'm guilty of forgetting or taking advantage, and honestly, I live the life. So it's like, yeah.
I love what you're sharing today, because what I have to share has a little bit to do with that. So I love what you're sharing. It's just
That's
amazing
awesome.
to me how this always comes,
Isn't it amazing how it comes
synchronicity.
together? Yeah. Yeah. Our whole topic, even what Gayle was saying, I mean, before. So I get, sometimes I'm like, we should share behind the scenes our conversations because
Yeah.
they're just as interesting as when we go on camera. And it's not that we don't want to share that stuff. It's just that, you know, as we're coming on and we're talking about our day, you know, sometimes it's venting. Sometimes it's like, oh, well, you know, that's a great topic. Or, wow, did you
definitely
read
a
or
great
did
topic,
you hear?
Yeah.
And it is. And it's even with the stone. Again, everything, the synergy of what happens between me picking the stone, Gayle picking the topic, and then you, Damaris, being like, well, okay, so this is what's happening in the
It
cosmos.
is so amazing. As I was listening to you, I'm like, you can't make this stuff up. You just can't.
No, you really can't.
No.
You can't, not at all. So what did you guys do yesterday on Memorial Day?
For me, I was telling Gayle that it was raining since Friday. I mean, like raining. Like for the 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it was horrible. And the weather was like 90 before. It went down to like 50, 55. Wow. So we had to actually turn on the heat in the house. So it was really, really like not celebrating type of, days, so to speak. Mm-hmm. Yesterday was a little better, but, those 3 days were really like, we just stayed in. But it was okay to reflect on things and to sort of make changes in your life that needs, you need to make changes. And this is a time to do that, especially with the retrograde, is a time to reflect, look back, and then sort of like reinvent or readjust yourself, because life is always changing and there's so many changes coming up. From now till September. It's going to be like, brace yourself, put on the seatbelt.
Yep. Strap yourselves in, folks.
Yeah, right.
It is. And I was looking, I reposted it. I think I did it on our actual Facebook page, not our Facebook group page, but our Facebook page. I put down the retrograde, everything that's going to be happening in June. And we have a lot of retrogrades happening, which I'm not going to steal your thunder.
No, that's
but
okay.
I posted it.
We're in it together.
There you go.
I know. But I saw it and I'm like, oh God, y'all need to like get ready. And I don't get a sense that anything's going to be like devastating or traumatizing or anything.
Although it could.
It could. And that I think that when you're less prepared,
see, also
that's when it comes up
with your consciousness. How you react to things will either create negative karma or good karma. So some people that are not aware and they experience these shifts, if they react negatively, they're going to pay the consequence of that. So it's different for everybody, but collectively we're all experiencing something.
Oh yeah, definitely. So Gayle, not to, dismiss your
let me know when
Memorial
you
Day.
need me. I'll be over here directing.
Well, I was watching your hands move around. Yes, do not pay attention to the woman behind the curtain.
Exactly. Yeah, I should move that curtain forward for a minute. No, just kidding. So Memorial Day around here, I want to say we didn't do anything. Like we kind of celebrated when my son-in-law was in town, earlier in the week. So we had our family get together barbecue, little brownies with the red, white, and blue frosting on top kind of stuff. And yesterday I had taken out a big old slab of beef ribs and roasted it. And it was, the house smelled so good. And Bill wanted to do his part because he expected to grill the ribs all himself, right? And I'm like, oh, but I didn't know that, and I've already marinated him. I've got stuff going. But hon, if you want to, when they're all done, you can take them to the grill, put some barbecue sauce on them, get the sauce all sticky, and it'll be gorgeous, right? Okay, great. 3.5 hours later, he takes these beautiful ribs. He slathers them in barbecue sauce. He puts them on the grill, and the grill turned them into a 5th-degree marshmallow like that.
Oh,
Like just on fire, black charcoal. You know, the meat inside was still good, but there was this like blackened crust on it. My poor dog wouldn't even eat it. She loved the bones though. The bones were really good. So we picked through and pulled the bones off or pulled the meat that was falling off the bone anyway, but pulled that out, and that was our Memorial Day. So RIP slab of ribs. You served us well. Thank you for your service. But it saw a bad end. They were tasty though. Underneath. You know, but yeah, that was Memorial Day. It is hot as blazes down here. As I look at my phone right now, we are at 97 degrees.
Wow.
Yep. Holy snap.
Here we're like
that's hot.
72 or something like that here.
What was that? We're warmer.
Yeah, you are? Where are you up to, Krista?
We actually hit 78 today.
Wow.
Delightful.
We're having a heat wave from 55 to 72. So yeah, it's good.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's actually segue from that into like what the cosmos is doing to us, because not just planetary wise, but solar storm wise, that's a big reason for all of the weather that's going on. So, Damaris, what do you have for us this week?
Oh my goodness. So yeah, there's a lot going on. You know, let's talk about the vibration of the number 3, right? Let's talk about that first. So number 3, I love number 3 as a mediator. It's a communicator. It's usually the 3 is like the referee, so to speak. And it's funny because we're going through the retrograde, and that also brings confusion of communication and stuff like that. But with that vibration of number 3, it's like we really do need to communicate, because what's left unspoken, then other people can assume whatever they want because it wasn't spoken, right? And that's how arguments and confusion and I would say relationship issues can start. So definitely, you know, communicating today, whatever you feel, especially with the moons and the eclipses. You know, there's a lot of people feeling a lot of stuff. And like I said last week, the moon has to do with emotions that are stored from the past. So if there's something that is being triggered or something that needs to come to the surface to be healed, you have to allow that to be healed. If someone is triggering you, then you have to understand that it's not that person. It's almost like the universe is bringing that person into your life to help you with that unhealed emotion that needs to be healed. So it's also in the subconscious, so you may not be conscious of it. But the 3 vibration, like I said, is really a good vibration. It's also, I see the 3 as being the center of the stage, and you know, actors and people like that have, you know, because they're communicating, whether it's through writing, music, whatever way, it's the number of communication. So you'll see a lot of people that are artists, musicians, actors, actresses that are number 3. So it's all about communication, which again, we need to do that. We need to express ourselves. And that's that vibration today. And we should utilize it, you know, to the best of our ability. Nice. So the planets, we have Mars and we have a Pluto T-square. That energy is a little tough. And Mars is, you know, the god of war. Pluto is the great revealer. So things are going to come up to the surface. There's a lot that's going to come to the surface with the moon energy of the emotions. There's things that are going to come up, maybe from childhood, from something that happened in the past. Now, the Mars energy is warlike, right? So if we don't know how to balance those emotions that are surfacing from that Pluto energy, and we become warriors, fighting, arguing, especially also with the Mercury, there's a lot going on, especially if the person is unaware.
Quick question. Now, Pluto and Mercury both are retrograde right now?
Yes.
Okay. Just taking that into account. Go ahead.
But Pluto is squaring Mars energy. So Mars, again, is the planet of war, is the god of war. is a warrior god. And so when you're not, when you're not centered, when you're not taking care of your emotions, or you're letting your emotions take control, there's going to be a hot mess, in that person's life. There could be a lot of things going on. Pluto is also, and like Krista was saying, which reminds me of what, she was talking about the what happened to the Germans and all of that with the, going into the camps, the FEMA camps or whatever, right? The concentration camps.
Yeah.
But life repeats itself. History repeats itself. If we don't change things, we're going to have the same thing. I feel like with the Pluto energy, because Pluto is the destroyer, I feel like the planet is going to experience a near-death experience. And that could happen individually, collectively. It's going to happen between now and September. So I suggest people start praying, start, having peace in your heart, peace in your home, peace in your neighborhood, peace in your state, in your country, whatever. We really need to connect to that prayer, because we are going to experience our near-death experience. And it's because, again, we don't want what happened before to repeat itself. But I feel like we're at the precipice. On July 4th, the United States is going to have a birthday, 245th year anniversary birthday. That also is a number 11 if you add all those numbers. So July 4th, I feel, is going to be, not that we're in that energy yet, but just to prepare people, July 4th is going to be a really amazing energy, whether it's, good or bad. But we're going into that. Are we going back into that time where, people were going into concentration camps? Are we going to revive the planet as a whole? Are we going to come together because we're all in it together? Are we going to come together and fight for our freedoms before they're actually taken from us? And all that energy is coming up. And so, I always say, when you can't make sense of what's going on in life, look at the stars, look at the planets. They will point you in the direction of what's happening and what's coming, so that you can be prepared. As you're prepared, you prepare your families, you prepare your loved ones, you prepare whoever wants to listen, so that we're all prepared, grounded, and that we know what's at stake. Freedom.
I love that report. What I'm kind of stuck on is, for July 4th's energy, my vote goes to that it is going to be the biggest freaking barbecue this country has ever seen, because we can finally show up for a parade without a mask on. We can hug our family. We can play flag football. We can have watermelon eating contests. We can do all those things that we have been starved of doing for almost 2 years.
Again, it's about freedom, right? We've been robbed of our freedoms, if you will, right? So it's, again, we're at the precipice. Are we going to go deeper into being enslaved, so to speak? Or are we going to stand for our freedom and save America? Because America is also the, everybody looks at America. Right. So we're the leaders that everybody will follow everything else. So we have to come together as one, because we're all experiencing it, not be afraid. Again, the Pluto energy is not going to allow us to ignore things. It's going to come to the surface. What happened in the past, like Krista was talking about, the death of all those people with the Holocaust, is happening again, so to speak, in a different way, in a different sense. Not exactly the same, but when you look at the virus, it's almost like the same thing when you look at the energy of it.
So for me, the virus is the same as the virus when it happened 100 years ago, not to make it the same as the Holocaust, because we don't want to upset anybody, because they're definitely apples
It's not
and
even a
oranges.
matter of upsetting. The virus doesn't have conscious agency, and the Nazis fucking did.
Yeah, exactly. No. I like that. Very good. Very good. No, but the virus is the virus. I mean, we had 100 years ago, and I think that that's the aspect. We had a virus that did the same thing, and sadly, we as humans need to understand we are biological, and no amount of science is going to change that aspect. And as we learn with each thing that comes up virus wise, it's going to attack us because we too are biological. And science can only do so much, and it's going to definitely teach us to grow. It's going to teach us to grow personally, I think consciously. And my biggest thing in all of this is that it teaches us that it's a we. We are we are not me. We are we. And one of the things, and I could be wrong, but my sense was in the last like 5 years, especially in the United States, and I wasn't in the United States for all 5 years, but I was there for about 2.5 years. Is that my sense is that we were becoming too I focused. We were becoming too, well, how's it going to suit me? How are things going to benefit me? And we were forgetting that collectiveness. Even though there were people that are light workers and mindful, trying to do the mindfulness and trying to really get folks to think on a higher level. It was really hard when you're being surrounded and inundated and marketed to and yelled at, essentially, that that it's you, or it's me, I'm me, it's all me. And it's like, no, it's not me, it's not it's we as a nation. It doesn't say I the person, it says we the people.
Well, it's so funny because, like in astrology, when we step out of the I and we become the we, then we care about other people and our own actions, the consequences that it will have on other people. So it's like the domino effect. But we have to step out of the I and become the we. I've done that a long time ago. And I know that every action that I have has a consequence. It will have a domino effect on somebody.
Yeah.
So, but what I was trying to say before was that energetically, it's almost like the same thing. If you look at it, it's not the same physically, but energetically.
I understood where you were going. I just wanted to make sure.
And actually, I want to pop up and tie all that together, because the thing that runs through all of it when we're talking about the virus, the only virus that matters is and affects both circumstances is fear.
Yes.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
100%.
This literally went worldwide through people's fear centers.
Yeah. And fear is, it's like giving yeast sugar. It's like fear is like the sugar to whatever the virus may be. And it just grows and it blooms and it blossoms and then it pops here, pops there, and it's just like, oh my God.
I also say that fear is the opposite of love. They're
it is
opposite of each other. So when we're in fear, we're not in love, right? We're not loving ourselves. We're not loving other people. So we have to understand that only love will save us for ourselves and others. So I always tell people, be kind. We may have different, opinions or different ways of looking at things, but we have to agree to disagree and love and be kind to each other, because that's the only way we're going to make it, really.
Yeah.
Here, this one I'll leave you with to bend your brain for a little while.
Go ahead, go.
Fear is the opposite of love.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But indifference is the opposite of love.
Oh.
Because when you stop loving people, right?
I love
people that are going through divorce and they're just like this at each other.
Yeah.
It's not that they don't love each other anymore. It's that their love has been flipped on its head and they're unsatisfied and angry about it, right?
But there's a fear
when you get to the point where you're divorced from somebody and you're just indifferent, they're living their life, I'm living my life, that's when the love is complete, right? It's over and done with. Right. But, and both things are true.
Yeah.
Right? When you're in fear, you're not in love. When you're in love, usually you're not in fear.
Yeah.
100%.
You know?
So
yeah, just that'll twist your brain for a while.
I love that though. I love that twist that you brought into it. The only way to survive what's coming is through love, loving each other, being there for each other, having compassion and understanding that we're in different places, like we're human, we're having a human experience. We're all spiritual, having a human experience.
Yes.
And we need to understand that we're all in different places and that we all chose to have different experiences, right?
Yeah.
So,
and our journeys aren't going to be the same.
What is that?
Our journeys are not going to be the same.
No, absolutely.
And they aren't going to be at the same timing.
Yes.
So I have, people, we all get all caught up in where we all have to be at the same.
Right.
I'm sorry. I love Star Trek. I'm like Star Wars more, but I do like Star Trek. I understand Borg, right?
Yeah.
But seriously, folks, I do not. I believe in the collective, in the mind thing, but I just am not going to go down the whole Borg route. Really, seriously.
I agree.
All right. Well, on that note, I want to invite everyone to pop over and visit our sponsor, Sue at Class Act Imports. There's all of her information, phone number, email, and her groups so that you can find just the perfect little thing to bring it all together for yourself. All right.
Love it.
Awesome. And to give you an idea of what you might be reaching out for today, let's check in with Miss Krista and her crystal of the week.
Well, I'm really excited about the crystal of the week. It's Aquamarine. We'll talk about that in a second. But one of the things I'm going to bring up is I'm going to kind of coattail off of what Gayle said and coattail off of what Damaris said. In terms of, Gayle, you were mentioning about the solar flares.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know about you guys in this whole solar flare thing. My sleep pattern has sucked since the solar flares have begun. It's just like I am so, and not just me. I have my one son who's stationed in Norfolk, Virginia. He's like, Mom, one night it's morning my time, and he's chatting away and calling me. So, Mom, it's 3 a.m. here. I can't sleep. I have to go to work in 2 hours. I just can't sleep. And it's like it's these massive solar flares. And then the other thing with the whole solar flare, which will coat back or come skirt around to the crystal, is I'm also really thirsty. Are you guys thirsty?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thirsty. Like as in you're not drinking enough. Your body just doesn't seem hydrated. Now, my husband's really great. He's like, but I'm peeing all the time. Trust him to be blunt. It's all good. He keeps things real. He really does. But no, that aspect of, just because you're going to the bathroom and peeing all the time, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're staying hydrated. It just means that you're flushing out, and it doesn't mean that your body still isn't thirsty.
Yeah. And
so, and you're like, Krista, what does that have to do with the price of tea in China and the crystal of the week, right? Well, I can't explain the price of tea in China. Really didn't look at it. Don't know. I
can go get that tea report.
We're running the tea report. I can tell you that I was drinking here. I'll tell you a turmeric tea tonight, a celestial blend of turmeric tea.
I love it. Celestial blend. I love it.
Yeah. So, but the crystal aquamarine is a water-based stone, if you will. That's where the whole water comes from. And it was really interesting. I wasn't paying attention at all because we were out and we were having fun all weekend. So I wasn't paying attention to what the crystal of the week was until it popped up on my phone. I think it was this morning when I woke up. I was like, oh yeah, that's right, it's Aquamarine. And it dawned on me that, hey, wait, Aquamarine is a water-based stone, or it's related to the element of water.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is really kind of interesting. And, and I was reading the people I follow who do astrology and just the cosmos and everything else. And I was looking at what they had been posting. And I follow NASA on the solar flares, have done for years, because I also find that it messes up with not just my sleep, but it also messes up with my computer. I can't blame it all on Mercury retrograde.
Yeah, that's true. Poor Mercury.
Poor Mercury. It isn't all Mercury's fault. And I mean, there are other things. And I noticed, like, when my kids were little, the solar flares would affect them and their moods, and if they were able to focus, if they weren't able to focus. And it was all these pieces, it was like puzzle pieces snapping together. And the other thing that kind of came together for me is, it's like, I am really thirsty and I can't seem to get myself hydrated enough. Now, I will put part of this on the fact that I rode a bike all around Amsterdam all weekend, and it was in a gorgeous sun. But the other thing to think about is, as the cosmos, and I know I'm kind of diverting from my crystal of the week, but as the cosmos or the universe is doing things, it affects us on a physical level.
Absolutely.
So the reason why understanding what crystals you can go to and how they help you can be beneficial is because when your puzzle pieces start snapping together and you go, oh, wow, that makes sense. Or you go, well, Krista, you're just high as a kite. No, I promise I did not have any of that wacky tobacco. No matter how many people tried to
She and Kevin just circled the cafe district with the open air seating a lot.
Not the cafe. I'd have to go to a coffee house for that.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's cafe in American.
I just want to say, when you were talking about Aquarius before, Aquamarine sounds like it's an Aquarius energy kind of crystal, doesn't it?
Well, and actually, it's an aqua base one, and I think Aquamarine. It does actually. Hold on, give me a second.
Aquarius.
I actually have a book right here. Give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
Does it say right here? So it does. For Aquarius, it promotes friendship and love. But for Pisces, it encourages awareness. And for Libras, it warns against danger.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, it really is
very nice.
a really nice stone to have. It promotes peace, which think about what we were talking about in terms of freedom and in terms of sacrifices and things that we've all been going through. And really, if you think also, I don't know where you guys are in the opening up process, but for us, thanks, Tracy. Thank you. Appreciate it. But for us here in the Netherlands, we start opening up to indoor eating, and our museums open up on June 5th.
Wow, I can't believe it.
Yes. So, and they're still talking about what countries we can all travel to and stuff like that. And for so many of us, as exciting as this is, and I am an extrovert, however, this introvert side of me is like going, you mean I have to be around more people now? What?
We got so used to being so,
separate.
Yeah. But you guys have that Pluto energy too. You guys are Scorpios.
Well, yes, and we do. And so there's going to be a lot of anxiety for people. So coming forth, and aquamarine, if you have a piece, I mean, it doesn't matter if you have it raw. Like I'm going to show you this one. This is the only aquamarine I have is on my beautiful wand.
I love your wand.
I know. Isn't my wand gorgeous?
It's beautiful.
All right.
We're having a moment.
Focus.
All right, focus. Tracy's going to be like,
We'll discuss this in the debrief.
Beautiful.
Wait.
So
Which one?
this-
Which one?
Okay, hold up. My finger is, this is the aquamarine right there. And then hold on. This is aquamarine right there. So aquamarine, and then there's one down here. Sue, if you actually still have this, I know you're watching, she has a beautiful aquamarine bracelet. So aquamarine is a bluey green color. Actually, I may have just showed you.
Can I share mine?
Yeah, go ahead. I think this is actually the aquamarine. I just realized
So beautiful.
that blue.
Yeah.
That's gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
I love it. I am loving that aquamarine.
It feels so smooth, like polished, not just like, you know how you tumble the rocks and the rocks are shiny.
Yeah.
It feels like
it feels
water.
soft.
It feels soft, like
Yeah.
water.
Beautiful.
It does. And aquamarine, so there, Gayle, that's a really good sign that for you, that is feeling really smooth and soft like water. Yeah, you may want to put that little gem in your bra. I'm getting that. There you go. Done.
Done. I've been sitting here piddling with it for a few minutes while you were talking, and I'm just like spaced. I'm good.
Yeah. So
I'm about ready to put my feet up on the desk.
I'm just gonna chill out. Who needs to talk further? So so think about the aspect that we're going into with things opening up. I know, like you guys in the States, depending upon what state you're in, your level of openness. Here in the Netherlands, we're getting ready to go to the next level. But yet down, our viewers that I know that watch us in Australia, they're locking down again in some areas of Australia because, they went from having no cases to cases, showing up. So we are all in that different state, but yet we're still in the pandemic together. And so having stuff to support you with where you're at. And hey, folks, if things are opening up and you're not feeling comfortable going, and partying down at the local pub at the corner, then don't. Move at the pace. Simple. Move at the pace that you're comfortable with. And I mean, even for me, when we were the aspect I loved the most about our trip to Amsterdam was A, it was all outdoor stuff that we had to do, but B, we just rode bikes. So our interaction with people was minimal. It was essentially if it was someone taking orders from us. And so it made it pleasurable to be around different people again. So think about what water does and teaches you. It teaches us about flow. Last week we were talking about that. We were talking about flow and learning to live in the flow of everything with all the retrogrades, with all the openings that are happening, with, what seems like people are digressing or regressing, depending upon what way you want to look at it. You have to flow. And remember, you can't control a current.
No.
I mean, you can try, but, unless you build a dam. So,
and you know what? That is exactly a great metaphor for exactly what people do in their life, right?
Yeah.
They try to control a current, and the only way that's even possible is to shut the flow down completely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
And you can build a dam, but it doesn't.
That's what I mean.
But what does that do? It shuts you down. It shuts down everything. It shuts you down.
Right.
Energetically, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Oh yeah, and then you become a real treat to be around.
And then awesome.
So yeah, y'all. Aquamarine is really. Oh, and just to give you the planet that it relates or corresponds with is Neptune, and Neptune is going into. I believe that was one of the ones that's doing something this month that I read. So I'm like, okay, how much fun is this going to get to be? So play with it. Have fun with it. All right, Gayle.
All right,
Guess what, girlfriend?
Yes.
All right. Wait,
You're
wait.
on.
I got to get to my
There,
stuff.
you're here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So today we're going to talk about being thrust into leadership and owning it. And, once again, the Trinity creates, it all falls into place. Because this is with what's going on with the retrogrades, the moon, and that just, that whole full moon thing that just passed, and the retrogrades that have just started and will be going through Saturn and Mercury and Pluto and the other ones that I can't think of right now. With all of that coming together, some of us will be finding that how life had been going isn't going to serve the day anymore, right?
Absolutely.
And, I've said this for a long time. If it occurs to you, like if it pops up in your head as something that should be done, fucking do it. Just do it. It was given to you to do. Now go do it. Okay.
Okay. Well, that's why we have three Crones.
Exactly. Exactly. But so many people go, oh, well, I have this thought, but I can't show up like that. Oh, and look at all these other people that aren't doing anything about it. Why aren't they doing anything about it? Why aren't you?
Yes.
It occurred to you. It was given to you to do. You should be doing it. So those of us that tend to go step back and go, oh, but why aren't they doing it? They should be doing it. And don't feel the courage inside of them to go, I'm gonna save the day, whatever, right? You're in line for a really bad lunch. Okay? You're in line you're going to be eating some stuff you don't want to eat, okay? Because you didn't find the courage, borrow it from a friend, order it off Amazon if you got to. I don't care. Find the courage to step into whatever that is that's been given to you to show up in.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to be a military general to be a leader. You don't have to be president of the PTA to be a leader. You know what makes you a leader? People watching as you be all of you. That's it. You taking action, you stepping into the tasks that are yours to do so that other things can happen around you, right? And people watching you and going, oh my gosh, that took some courage. I'm going to borrow that courage when I have to step into something that scares me. You just became a leader to that person. You became a role model. You became an example. And all you had to do was just take action on the divinely inspired ideas that are put into your beingness, right? So what's the second part about it? Not just being thrust into leadership, but owning it.
Yeah.
Right? Like you got to come from this point of view or this perspective or this angle from knowing that, first of all, your creator will never give you more than you can handle. That is the truth, whether you see it that way or not, right? And if it's necessary that your creator's got to send you a few other people to make it happen, then they will. You'll have everything that you need when you need it. But you got to come from that conviction that that's so, right? You got to come from that conviction of, all right, I was dropped on this desert island for a reason. Guess what, palm tree? You're done. You're a canoe now. You know? It doesn't matter where you are or what the task may be. But you've got to just step into it like, all right, this is what I was put here to do. Let's do this. Now, here's where the magic happens, because when you do that and you step into that divine action after inspired thought, guess what that's called? Going with the flow.
Yeah, you know.
Flow like aquamarine, flow like water. let the sticks and the leaves eddy around and pass you by, right? Don't get them all hung up. It's weight you don't need to carry, right?
That's right.
Let them flow. If it's not for you, let them flow, right? You just do what's yours and watch how the magic unfolds around you. Because when you have the courage to say something that doesn't often get said or do something that doesn't often get done, you become the leader that shows other people how to do it, what to do with it. And what is Kevin doing in the background over there?
You don't want to know. But you know it was him.
I knew it was.
No.
Everybody needs to have a relationship like Krista and Kevin has, where one of them just sits on the other side where they can't be seen and makes stupid faces and try to get you to crack up. Because that's love, man. That is real love. All right. So that is your mission this week, is when you hear those divinely inspired ideas come to you, borrow some courage if you don't have enough of your own, and go take action. Step into that leadership of being you. Own that it's your turn to show up and stay in the flow with what happens. And I promise you, a magical week.
Yeah.
Love it.
Hey, I love that. So can I share something I saw today?
Yeah.
And it goes exactly with this. So one of the people that I've started following here locally in the area, she does access bars and all access consciousness. And she had posted, what can I be and do today to outcreate myself in every way?
Ooh.
Is that not an amazing question?
Yes.
I love that. I mean, I put it and I'm like, I need to write it down. So I posted it in my wall. It's in the dimensional healing side if you want to see it. Because we get caught. Yeah, I'm going to put it, I'll share it into our group too. We get so stuck in our heads. And oh, by the way, when you see those questions, don't answer it. It's just to be asked. Let the answer appear.
I love that.
Let the answer appear. But we get so stuck in our heads, and that we do forget that we have the power to show up, to be that leader, to do that thing that we think that someone else should be doing. Why should someone else be doing it?
That's right. That's right. Fearlessness, right? And courage.
Yeah. That's it.
Step into that, whatever you're supposed to be doing. If we all backed away from what we're supposed to be doing, then what would get done? Really?
Not the dishes.
Truth.
And I mean, we as in humanity, right? Not just us here, right?
No, I was just thinking that, let's break it down to the real essence of what people can think about. Yeah, it's like, we can spend all day fighting about who's going to do the dishes or who's going to create the next big invention, or we can just go with it and do it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what? There's a really good thing I think to unpack in this dishes metaphor. Okay.
Okay.
because it is a matter of what level of consciousness are you at, you know?
Mhm.
Do you see the sink full of dirty dishes and go, oh, mom's going to do those later, I'm going to go play? Do you see that sink of dirty dishes and go, oh, it's my chore to do, but I don't want to do it, I'm out, right?
Mhm.
Or do you see the sink of dirty dishes at a friend's house and go, oh, these need to be done, I'm not doing anything, let's chat?
Yeah.
I love that.
Right?
Yeah.
So take that as you will, but it really reflects on your own level of
100%.
maturity and community
Mhm.
as to what that divinely inspired idea that was put into your head. Oh, is it for somebody else to do? Is it for somebody specific else to do? Or can I just help my community with it?
I
Yeah.
love that.
I love that. That
I
is
love that.
brilliant. Yeah, because how many times have you gone to a friend's house? And I don't want to put words in anybody's
That's
mouth.
a Neptune energy too. Like we're talking about Neptune going into retrograde. Neptune is really selfless. That would be considered something selfless to do, right? I'll do your dishes. Let's chat. I'll do your dishes or whatever, right? Or what you were doing, cleaning up the graves and stuff. That's selflessness, and that's a Neptune energy, and that's really what we got to go back into. Not thinking of ourselves. I mean, I always say I'm soulful. I'm full of my soul, not full of myself. Yeah. So when we go into that energy of being soulful, we step into other people's shoes, you know. So that's a Neptune energy.
That's it. That is. I never thought of what energy that was. So that's a really good. That's great insight, because for me, it's true. There are just times, and maybe you don't do it all the time, but think back to a time where for you it was really easy. You know, when you saw someone needing help, that you just kind of stepped in and you did it. You didn't have to make a big deal about it. You know, you could just like come in, do what it is, and go out, just as quickly as you came in, kind of like that flow of water. Do you see how this all is
all
working
coming together?
It all comes together, people.
But that's soulfulness. That's soulfulness.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
it
great.
is. It is. So
that's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah,
absolutely love that. Now, I want to remind everyone again that Sue over at Class Act Imports is your connection, your dealer for the Aquamarine. Okay. She just smuggled some into the country. No, I'm kidding. She went on a trip to get new stuff. That's all.
Yeah, she did. Her computer is on fire right now. Ordering this stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, reach out to Sue. Make sure that you let her know that the Three Crones sent you. And I want to say thanks to the rest of our sponsors as well right now. Of course, Class Act Imports, Dimensional Healing with Krista over there on Facebook, Ask the Genie with Damaris Samolinski, and Creative Command Coaching and Consulting with yours truly. And now remember, like, comment, and share to get into our giveaway this week, and watch us everywhere on YouTube. Now, quickly, let's handle last week's winner. Hopefully he's still here. I tagged him earlier. So congratulations, Adam.
Yay!
Yay!
Love it.
Awesome. So, Adam, you have won a 30-minute consultation of your choice from Damaris Samolinski. Damaris, would you tell him a little bit about which choices he has to choose from?
So we could do astrology and numerology. I thought it would be great for him he could choose whatever he wants, but the numerology of his name to see what vibrational energy he's up to, because each letter has a vibration. Where is he in that vibration? So he could prepare himself for the energy that's coming, or where he's at, so he could understand it. So I think that's a really good option that he can take. But he can take whatever he wants. I just thought that would be great for him. The numerology of his name.
Awesome. That's wonderful. And thank you so much for contributing.
Oh,
that
you're
this
welcome.
Week. All righty. So for next week's drawing, You know the rules. Like or love. We'll take loves too. Comment, share. And I really appreciate everyone who has been coming back in and commenting. I liked, commented, and share because that makes my job a lot easier and I can find you guys better. Thank you so much. But yeah, do that. Like, comment, and share in order to be entered into next week's drawing. And I believe Krista's taking next week. So do you have an idea yet what you're going to be offering?
Actually, I do know what I'm going to offer. I'm going to do something I haven't done in a long time, but I'm going to offer a crystal reading.
Ooh, nice.
Very, very
yes.
Very good.
And it's a very personal reading that you get. And yeah, it's a lot. Yeah. So those who have had them before from me, they'll be like, oh, yay. But no, I haven't done one in a while. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yep.
I am looking forward to that. I want to see what you do with that. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, well, maybe I need to do one for you two as well.
Ooh, I would love that.
I'm liking that very much.
I like that.
We'll definitely talk about that. Awesome. Well,
And
I want to thank
you know your stuff, Krista. You do. You take it to a whole new level.
I play with them. They're fun. Yes. I know. Gayle's going to make us sign off. She's so
I have to. I'm sorry. It's like only 1 hour.
I know.
All right, everybody. We love you. Thank you so much for joining us this week and have an absolutely fantastic week ahead.